What's good? It's your boy Jay, that's me. Let's go ahead and get into AEW Dynamite from November the 13th, 2024. This show sucked. This was not a good show. I am not excited for Full Gear. This has been an extremely horrible build to Full Gear. And it's absolutely pathetic. It's pathetic beyond belief because Tony Khan can do better if he so chooses, and he never will. The takeover angle involving the Blackpool Combat Club / the Death Riders has been the most boring, uneventful storyline AEW has ever done. No one cares about it. At this point, Shane McMahon has got to come and show up at Full Gear. He's got to. If he does not, it's a bust. This thing sucks. It's utter dog shit. I don't even know what to say. I have no words. But David Zaslav, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing giving AEW 500 and I believe it is 540 million or something like that or whatever to AEW? For what? For what? This show has been a failure. An absolute failure. I don't know what to say. I have no idea what to say. But AEW has been a sinking ship for quite some time now. 2024 has been the worst year for AEW. 2023 was bad. But 2024, AEW has been catastrophic. I don't know. I just don't know anymore, guys. I don't know. I mean, this show was hilarious, because it was. It was funny that some guy in the audience told Jon Moxley to go back to Roman Reigns. I laughed my ass off. I thought that was hilarious. I thought the segment involving Mina Shirakawa showing her sexy titties, I thought that was great. She was jiggling those, which was funny. That was great. I do love that. Outside of that, man, this show just wasn't good. And to be honest, I don't care about any of these matches outside of Bobby Lashley and Swerve. I don't know. I don't know anymore. But man, this was not a good show. Let's just go ahead and get into the review at this point. I've ranted long enough, man. Tony Khan needs to be removed. In order for AEW to succeed, Tony Khan, I've said for months. Actually, I've said this for about going on 4 years now. Tony Khan needs to be removed from AEW. If AEW is going to be successful, Tony Khan must be removed. If he's not removed, AEW will fucking fail. Mark my words. There is a reason as to why Warner Brothers Discovery gave them a 3-year deal and they can opt out going into year 4. And if Tony Khan continues to produce shit shows like this, they will be dropped from Warner Brothers Discovery. Mark my fucking words. All right, enough ranting. First match of the night. Jay White, Juice Robinson, the Bang Bang Gang versus Hangman Adam Page and Christian Cage. Hangman Adam Page and Christian Cage win. I believe Hook came out and got involved in the match. He chased off Kip Sabian. They had a little brawl and all that. And Hangman Page gets the win via the Dead Eye, and that was it. Who cares? Who gives a shit? I don't care about Hangman and Jay White. And I do not care about what Christian Cage is doing. I like Christian Cage. I'm a fan of him. But this feud between him and Hook, this shit ain't it. Moving on. So, Renee Paquette, she's backstage with Mercedes Moné and Camille. So, Renee wanted to know why Camille and Mercedes Moné attempted to run over Chris Statlander with a car. Mercedes says it's not her fault that Camille can't drive. And then Mercedes continues to talk shit about Statlander, insisting that she'll beat her at Full Gear to retain her title. Then, so this leads us into Chris Statlander getting her hands on Mercedes Moné. She takes out Camille with like a big boot or whatever. I wasn't paying attention. And then she spears Mercedes and Camille through some drywall. Who gives a shit? I don't care about this. Like, the match should be cool and it should be okay. Although we know Chris Statlander's not going to win, even though she should. But I don't care about this shit. I just don't. And I feel bad for Camille. I feel like she's going to be punished because of what she said on her views about abortion or whatever. So I do think that she'll probably get punished for that. But not to make this, political or, not to get too political at all. But, she might get punished for that. Well, no, you know what? I'm not even going to say that. I think that once this feud is over with, they'll have nothing for Camille. I wouldn't be shocked if Camille goes to like Rampage or Collision, and that's where she stays after this Mercedes feud that they build between her and Mercedes. After that's over and done with, then she'll probably go back to Collision. So I do not know. Moving on. So Will Ospreay, he's out next. And he's interviewed by Tony Schiavone. So Will Ospreay wants Tony Schiavone to exit the ring so he could talk to Kyle Fletcher. He wants to have a little chat with him. So Kyle Fletcher comes out. He gets on the mic. He says that the Don Callis family wanted him to come out by himself. He's not afraid at all. So him and Will Ospreay have a banter back and forth. And basically, Will Ospreay wants to talk to Kyle man to man. He wanted to know why he did what he did. So Kyle Fletcher claims that Will Ospreay didn't want to see someone like him to do just as well, and that he only did what Will Ospreay would do if he was in the same situation. So Will Ospreay tells Kyle Fletcher to stay in his lane. He says, what has he done? Not Aussie Open, not United Empire, but what has Kyle Fletcher done? So Kyle Fletcher basically just challenges Will Ospreay to a match. And then basically, Will Ospreay goes over his accomplishments, saying that he's Mr. Pay-Per-View in AEW. No, he's not. He said that him taking a Tiger Driver. Hold on. Will Ospreay talks about what Kyle Fletcher did to him after hitting a Tiger Driver, saying that he's going to take a piece of Kyle Fletcher away from him. So, Kyle Fletcher said he's going to be at Full Gear. So then, Will Ospreay basically, accepts the match and everything else. It's going to be him versus Kyle Fletcher, who gives a fuck. So this leads us into a brawl that involves Brian Cage and Lance Archer, who gives a fuck, along with Powerhouse Hobbs, who kicks ass, and lame ass Mark Davis. So they have a fight scene and everything else. Then this brings out Roderick Strong. So this leads us into the Falls Count Anywhere match. I don't give a shit about this. Roderick Strong wins. Who cares? Fuck this shit. So, basically, this leads us into Adam Cole and Tenosuke Takeshita. Adam Cole gets the win. Yes, skinny 120-pound Adam Cole gets the win. Adam Cole, bro, go to a damn gym. You look bad. You look like you are nutrient. He looks like he's malnourished. Not good. Not good. And it sucks that my bad. And it sucks that Tenosuke Takeshita had to take the loss, but it is what it is. It's AEW. I don't give a shit about big guys, and I like Tenosuke Takeshita. I think he would do quite well in NXT, for being honest. No, my bad. I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm sorry. I wasn't even paying attention. My bad. I'm sorry. I apologize. Tenosuke Takeshita defeated Adam Cole. So this was great. So he used the Diamond Dynamite ring. So that's fine. I don't think he needed it, though. I feel like he should have won clean, in my opinion. But this is a massive win for Tenosuke Takeshita. That's great. So Adam Cole's not going to be at Full Gear. And so this is going to be a no-nothing match between Roderick Strong and MJF. Like, that's not even a pay-per-view match at all. That's something that could take place on Dynamite or even Collision. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Why would you do MJF and Roderick Strong at Full Gear? It's not a pay-per-view match. Literally, you could throw this on a random episode of Dynamite or Collision. Take your pick. It doesn't matter. What the fuck? This is so weird to me. This is odd to me. But we've got 1 week left until Full Gear. I still think it's going to be a triple threat match some way, somehow. So we'll have to wait and see. But I really don't care about this. But congrats to Tenosuke Takeshita for getting the win. Great stuff. Great move there. And then MJF was in the back. Well, not in the back, but he was in his home just laughing. So that's cool, I guess. So interesting. So moving on. So Renee Paquette, she interviews Bobby Lashley. So she's interrupted by MVP. So Bobby says Swerve is dangerous to everyone else, but he'll make an example out of the former AEW World Champion. And that was it. So then this leads us into the Death Riders takeover. So they beat the shit out of JD Drake, a worthless jobber who shouldn't even be on the roster. He should be in like NWA or TNA or even MLW. Come on, man. Like, for real. So anyway, Mox, he gets on the mic and he addresses Orange Cassidy. Mox talks about Chuck Taylor drinking his food through a straw because Orange Cassidy couldn't save him, and that Willie Uter belongs to Moxley because of Orange Cassidy's incompetence. So he then runs down his challenger for full gear, promising that everyone wants to be somebody in this business. We'll see what Mox does to Cassidy and run, because Moxley commands the AEW World Championship, and the Death Riders have the power. So one guy in the audience says to Moxley, "Go back to Roman Reigns," and I laughed my ass off. It was so funny. This was funny. I love this. This was hilarious. It's true though. This is hilarious. This storyline is not good. So Orange Cassidy comes out. He says that he agrees with Jon Moxley. He says that he believes that Mox can do all the things he says he will because of what he holds in that briefcase. Orange Cassidy says it doesn't matter if they fight all over the arena because the only way to win the AEW World Championship is by wrestling. And I wanted to ram my head through a brick wall until I lose consciousness. Like, we know this. This is so dumb. So Orange Cassidy then calls Wheeler Yuta a pawn. He says he needs to remove a pawn in order to take the king. Mox says they'll find out if Orange Cassidy has the courage to pull the trigger on someone he once considered a friend. But come full gear, he should abandon all hope of winning the title. And I would agree with that. And I would say we should abandon all hope for AEW. And we should abandon all hope for this shitty storyline. We really should. So basically, a massive brawl ensues. Darby comes out from the Raptors or whatever. Well, not from the Raptors, but he comes out from the top of somewhere. I wasn't even paying attention with this shit. So he jumps onto Moxley and he has a brawl scene with Claudio and all of them. They're able to get away, that being Moxley and Marina Shafir. They get into the truck. So Darby and Claudio have a brawl. Claudio does a giant swing in the garage parking lot, taking out Orange Cassidy. Taking out Darby Allin. And then Orange Cassidy makes a save, and the Death Riders are able to get away. Who gives a shit about this? I don't care about this. Just drop this storyline. At this point, Shane McMahon has to come in. There's just no other way. Moving on. Another segment I wanted to laugh at, that was the Learning Tree. So, in 2 weeks, Tomohiro Ishii is going to challenge Chris Jericho for the ROH World Heavyweight Championship. So Jericho then looks back on their history together before accepting the challenge. Chris Jericho invokes the name of Jay Briscoe, promising to take Tomohiro Ishii down to retain the title in Chicago. Who cares about this? I really don't give a shit about this. Oh my God. Then the Continental Classic, it'll be back in 2 weeks. Oh my God. More tournament bullshit. Oh no. Oh my God. Moving on. Britt Baker defeats Penelope Ford in a no-nothing match. And then Serena Deeb came out, and the two of them stared each other down from the stage. And so this is probably going to step up a match between the two of them at Full Gear. I don't care about this. I don't. At this point, Britt Baker just needs to go to WWE or TNA or something like that or whatever. And also, I forgot to mention, she didn't get a reaction. Britt Baker did not get a reaction. When she came out and her music played, she did not get a reaction. She didn't get a reaction at all. Moving on. So, we got a really cool segment involving Mina Shirakawa. So, she promises a champagne party on Collision. So, Harley Cameron, she interrupts. She drinks her champagne. She challenges her to a match, and then they have a little shimmy off between Mina and Harley Quinn. No, my bad. Harley Cameron. My bad. I'm sorry about that. So, that was cool. That was great. Nice. I love seeing Mina Shirakawa. Really, really nice stuff. A really nice piece of work there. Do I care about the match? No. But it was pretty cool that they were doing this stuff. I wish they would do more with Mina, but such is life. It is what it is. Moving on, Swerve Strickland defeats Leo Rush in a very good match. I like Leo Rush. Swerve getting the win makes perfect sense, obviously. I wish that Leo Rush could be involved with the Hurt Syndicate. I don't see why he's not. It makes no sense. And hopefully Ricochet gets involved as well. I forgot to mention that Ricochet, he got into a brawl with Takeshita after he defeated Adam Cole. So I forgot to mention that. Moving on. So Swerve post-match gets on the mic. He says that the fact that people are coming after him since he's been back, he calls out the Hurt Syndicate for a fight. He made a mistake by calling Bridgeport Stanford. So the crowd was like, this is Bridgeport. That was funny. So MVP points out the fact that Bobby Lashley is ready for a fight. So Swerve just didn't jump by Shelton Benjamin. And the Hurt Syndicate beat up Swerve and Prince Nana, which was cool. So Nana was he got choked out by the cane the MVP walks with. Lashley threw him out the ring. Lashley got Swerve in the Hurt Lock. So and they stood tall. So really good stuff there. I did like that. That was really good shit there. Moving on. So we were going to get a backstage segment involving Penelope Ford and Jamie Hayter. And then it's interrupted by a video package featuring Julia Hart. So she's answering a phone call from Brody King saying that it's time for her to come back home. And so she goes into another room. There's a silhouette that's being seen handing her a bow and arrows along with her bat, signaling the return. So that's cool. That's cool. She should be reverting back to that character. That's cool, I guess. Main event of the evening. The Kings of the Black Throne, Malachi Black and Brody King, they defeat FTR, Dax Harwood, and Cash Wheeler. So that's fine. Brody King gets the win. He puts Dax to sleep, which makes sense. They're not going to win the Fatal 4-Way, are they? At Full Gear? Probably not, so that's fine. But it's good to see Malachi Black is still going strong. I do expect for there to be like an angle, maybe during the match where maybe when they lose, maybe Buddy Matthews and Brody King turn on Malachi Black, maybe rotting them off. I don't know, but Malachi Black does need to be in. My bad. Malachi Black does need to be in WWE, in my opinion. That's just me being honest. It's the truth. So this show was not good. Main event was okay. The Hurt Business stuff was interesting. Swerve botching his words with, calling Bridgeport Stanford was funny. That was funny. The shimmy off between Harley Cameron and Mina Shirakawa was cool. I like that. I don't care about the Will Ospreay, Kyle Fletcher stuff. That's just collision fodder, in my opinion. I don't care about Adam Cole attempting to reunite with the Undisputed Era. I don't care about that at all, period. Tadanosuke Takeshita getting the win. That's cool. That's great. So, yeah. But all in all, this show was just not good, man. It just was not good. And I'm over it. I'm over it at this point. I do not care about Jon Moxley and Orange Cassidy. And that's going to be the main event Full Gear. That's pathetic. That's absolutely pathetic. Most of these matches that are being announced for the Full Gear card seem like they could take place on a random Dynamite or Collision. I don't know, man. At this point, AEW needs help. AEW needs help quick, fast, in a hurry. But what did you guys think of AEW? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.